Here's one example from my own life. I do have a testimony on my YouTube channel. Go to my playlist and go to testimonials, and you'll see the testimony about me quitting smoking, and you'll be able to see the testimony about the guy who introduced me to smoking. So I used to be with this guy, and him and his friends would always smoke around me, and I would always say no until this one time. I believe I disclosed the reason behind the one time in my testimony regarding him. But in result, I ended up smoking for 19 years, so I was starving myself. Smoking ruins your lungs. Towards the end, I started to have shortness of breath. I started smoking marijuana and black amounts because of him. I started to have shortness of breath and my throat would feel weird. Thank God that there is nothing wrong with my lung capacity. I haven't gotten them examined, but I'm absolutely fine now. Since I've stopped smoking, it's been 10 months so far. It'll be 10 months at the end of this month. And that's one example. Another example is all the people that I have smoked around, I have given them whatever comes with secondhand smoke. Even one of my loved ones would say that when I smoked around them, it gave them a headache. And so that's causing illness and unlikely effects to people. Also, there's people that I introduced to smoking. And I'm pretty sure that there's people that they introduced to smoking. And there's people that I have provided marijuana to. And I'm sure that those people have smoked with other people too. And those are just perpetual cycles. I have also smoked in rental properties and rental homes. That's extra service fees on those people. Those are the negative ways that I impacted people with smoking. There's also thousands of dollars that I spent on smoking, when those thousands of dollars could have went to something else. So those are the negative effects of that. When you encourage people to drink that didn't want to drink, or even when you offer it to them instead of them asking, everything that alters your reality opens people up to demonic realms. There's only two things that people can be: a reflection of God or a reflection of the devil. It's giving people illegal access to the spiritual realm because people have supernatural experiences. It also leads people to sin. They may start dancing seductively. They may start stripping. They might have intercourse that they didn't plan to have. They may throw up. They may have a hangover, which is depleting their body. They may cry, cuss, fight, get in an accident, and even take away someone's life. It can also cause disease. They could also be influencing other people to do it. You could also cause them to be an addict and cause them to spend money that they never would have spent. Third example, being lustful. Anytime that you agree to have unwed intercourse with someone, you are intertwining whatever generational curses and demonic influences are in your life. You're intertwining with theirs, and you're receiving theirs as well. And now you have demonic forces and things taking place in both of your lives that you are unaware of, and you're going around thousands of people throughout your whole life. And just as people can feel tension in the room, people can feel God as well. So if you did not have all this other baggage on you, you would be in total different places and around total different people. There's a term called destiny swapping. I'm going to make a video on that next. you'll be able to go to my playlist and you'll be able to find that in Breaking Demonic Cycles and in the Wisdom playlist as well. Also, obviously people have children that they didn't plan to have. Some people get diseases. It leads people to be promiscuous. It causes people heartache and worry and more lust. A lot of drama in people's lives. These are the negative effects of saying yes to unwed sex, whether you initiated it or not. These are the results of that. Also, every single person that you have sex with now, every person that you have sex with, you're intertwined with their demons. And every person that they've ever had sex with, all of their demons are on you. All of those generational curses are on you. There's a lot of testimonies of people, mannerisms and things changing because they had sex with somebody. All of a sudden you have attitude. All of a sudden, if you didn't have money problems and they did, now you have them. And again, because you aren't a certain type of purity and holy goodness, there are certain places and people you can't be around. So this is called destiny swapping, where God has a plan for you, but the devil devises plans against you. And so you end up swapping God's plan for the devil's plan in your life. And so now there's at minimum thousands of people, because I was going to say hundreds, but I'm thinking about the people that those people would have affected if you were around them. There's thousands of people, like a domino effect, possibly millions and possibly even billions of people who are not encountering you the way that they needed to. So the people that you would have encountered, now they didn't learn certain lessons. Now the people that they were meant to encounter with your holy goodness, now the people that they were meant to encounter, they didn't change. And it's an eternal domino effect until someone gives their life to God and they're finally able to pick back up where they left off. For example, when you listen to certain music and it talks about certain things, using people, stealing, taking away people's life, not caring about people, being manipulative, being depressed, feeling like someone's watching you and having anxiety. When you play this music around people on social media and in person, now you're putting certain things in their head that never would have been put in their head if it wasn't for you. Even if they heard it before, you're adding it another time. It's the difference between someone calling you ugly one time and someone calling you ugly multiple times. That's exactly what it's really like. You can say it may not affect you, but it puts a type of irritation in your spirit. And you may start to think about how you don't want to encounter people who speak to you that way. And then now you have a disdain towards people and you wonder how they perceive you, or you start to say you don't care when you really do care. Because if you have more examples of kind people who compliment you, you wouldn't keep your mind so focused on what unlikely things people have to say. Now it's causing anxiety. Now it's causing depression. Now it's causing post-traumatic stress disorder. Now it's causing trust issues. Now it's causing attitudes. Now it's causing low self-esteem. And now this is causing you and others not to show up as their full self. Now people have to walk on eggshells around you. Now people can't have certain conversations with you because you're triggered. Now you may be reacting a certain way to conversations on social media and in real life. So that's another example. The things that you put in people's mind. When you gossip, when you share unlikely things on social media about people, you're putting things in people's mind that wouldn't have been there. You're giving people who agree with you on these things another opportunity to disappoint God. This is the power of influence. The food reviewer Keith Lee, He is known to be a Christian man, and Christians are supposed to hold themselves to a certain standard to be a reflection of Jesus. He made a new dance trend to a song that's talking about having sex with someone unwed and having sex with someone that's in a relationship with someone else. So that's hurting someone purposely. And it's also using profanity. And so now thousands of people, even children, are now doing this dance routine about unlikely things and constantly perpetuating this thought, and people being an example of that. What if he would have released a dance routine to a Christian song? People would have felt God. People would have given their life to God. People would have thanked him for uplifting them in a time of depression. But what happens is the reason why people make that type of music is because they're hurt and they're trying to make themselves feel better. And this is a culture that needs to stop. People are not healing. They're becoming arrogant, conceited, hateful, unforgiving, spiteful, conniving, manipulative, narcissistic, and so many other things. So now thousands of people have all of these unlikely thoughts in their head. It's discouraging more people. People are already discouraged in this dating era. Now people are even more discouraged. A married man in a healthy marriage is dancing to a song that is perpetuating people to believe that it's okay or it's funny or it's cool to cheat. You have to be a reflection of holiness. There's so many music artists who are in healthy relationships, are in committed relationships that perpetuate the idea of using men and having sex with multiple people, are perpetuating the idea for having intercourse with multiple women and all these different types of things. Also, the song perpetuates using people for money. Men are so tired of feeling like they're being used. It's like the only thing that people want to give men is intercourse. People don't want to give men compliments. If any man needs help with money, he's spoken down on, just anything. They are not given any type of comfort, love, care, consoling, attention. They're considered weak if they receive that. And so now this is causing men to feel like, what's the point of being married? They're now having transactional relationships. They're now not treating people the way that they need to be treated because they are not being treated the way that they need to be treated. So they're being hopeless. People need to see reflections of God. This is at least 7 examples that I have given of unlikely results. Let's go to seductive dressing and twerking online and twerking in public. Now you're causing people to lust, which is influencing people to want to have unwed sex, or to self-pleasure themselves, or to watch adult videos, which connects people to demons. Do you know how many people in those adult videos have been taken advantage of in ways that nobody doesn't want to be taken advantage of? Those people come from a lot of unhealed trauma, and this is their way of taking their power back. Think about how low your self-esteem has to be for you to want to have unwed intercourse for money with a lot of different people. You want everyone to see your body. When you have a certain type of confidence, when you have a certain type of relationship with God, you know how sacred your body is. And in this era, more people do not understand and appreciate how sacred each other's body is. Start to talk to God about how you feel. Start to talk to God about all the things that you've been influenced. Ask God to show you how you've been influenced in ways that you didn't realize and how you have negatively influenced people. Ask God, how can you get back on track? You can also start with reading the Bible more every day. At minimum, you can at least download the Bible app and it will generate a Bible verse for you to read every single day. And if you really want to put effort into your shifts, when that Bible verse comes, you can then read that whole at least page. And even more effort, you can at least read that whole chapter. And even more effort, you can at least read that whole book. And even more effort, you can share the Bible verses on social media to start shifting the things that people see on their timeline. You can start showing them, telling them what God has been changing in your life and how you realize how toxic these cycles are. It's very, very important for you to be a holy reflection. Do not perpetuate these ideas. People always say something that's not that serious. This video is to inform you how serious it is. It's very serious. Every single thing you do, every single thing you say, every single thing you wear, you're impacting people. Are you being a reflection of God or the devil? And even this era, people think it's funny and cute and fun to be on demon time or say that they are demons. That's a type of mental illness. Not the kind that doctors would diagnose, but that's not a healthy mind. So the only opposite of a healthy mind is an ill mind. No person with a healthy mind would say that they are a demon. No person with a healthy mind would say that they want to be on demon time. I love you, and most importantly, God does too. God will always forgive you. Turn to God and repent. Repent means to stop doing what you are doing that is not a reflection of God. There is only one God. There is only one way to heaven. God will inform you of this. You don't have to take my word for it. You can also watch testimonies of people leaving alone other spiritual practices and other spiritual cultures and coming to Jesus Christ, having encounters with Jesus. Ask Jesus to reveal the truth to you if you care about your life, because heaven is real and so is hell. God is not a controlling God. God is not a white man's religion. The religion of Christianity is not about slavery. People can manipulate anything that is good, but that does not mean that the root purpose of that is evil. Because God is not controlling, we have something called free will. I also have a video on that. And so God allows certain things to happen so that we can see just how evil the world can get. God gives you a choice to be evil or good. And so God shows you how evil people can get and how easily influenced people are by evil and manipulation. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. In the description area, you will see all the ways that I help people. I am a spiritual advisor. My email is also there. I help people get closer to God. I help people understand the patterns of their life, break cycles. My sessions start at $45. In the description area, you will also see a few playlist recommendations for me. There's even more playlists when you go to my YouTube channel directly, because I have over 900 videos available for you to watch. And last but certainly not least, in my description area, you will also see the link to all of my social media accounts. Thank you for praying for me, and thank you for sowing into my ministry.